There are two kinds of people in this world. The people who fail to do what they know they should, and those who keep doing things they know they shouldn't. Guess what? You're both. Hi, I'm your host, life and business coach, Marcy Barker, aka your loving kick in the pants. In this podcast, I'll teach you the 6 steps of my accountability code that will help you wake up with clarity and show up with aligned action steps that make follow through easy and peaceful. All right, let's jump in.
Hello, my beautiful people. I'm excited to share a little motivation with you today, and this is going to help you be more accountable, especially if you're having a hard time like getting off the couch. You know how when you sit on your phone or you're sitting around and you're like, I know I'm being lazy. I know I'm not doing the things I know I should. I know I should get up and do XYZ. Well, this is going to help you do that. And this is called my 24 rule. And the reason why it's called the 24 rule is that it's 20, 20, 20, and 20. Okay. So here's how it works. It's going to be very, very simple. But first, before I tell you the rule, you have to agree to try it. Okay. You have to agree that it can work for you. You have to have the mindset that you actually do want to get up off the couch and do something productive and get back on track with your goals and the things you know you need to do. Now, this is also, we're not talking about anything groundbreaking. We're just talking about that little kick that you need to get off the couch so that your pathway on the rest of your day can be more productive, more fulfilling, and ultimately, you want to get your stuff done, right? You want to actually accomplish the things that you care about. And I think we can all agree that all of us have those handful of things that just stop us, whether it's social media, it's our thoughts, it's our patterns, our habits, things that put a kink in the alignment process. Okay, so this 24 rule is going to help you get that kick where you can shift what you're doing for the day and give yourself another opportunity to start fresh. And I know you've probably heard, when people are trying to eat healthy and they're like, well, I was doing really great till lunch. Then I just had too much and I just thought, forget it. I'm done for the day. And they say it's like if you get a flat tire, that kind of mindset is slashing all of your tires. It's like, okay, you messed up one, let's go mess up the rest. No, it doesn't make any sense. So this 24 rule has the power for you to say, you know what, I caught myself being lazy, but it doesn't mean the rest of my day or my week has to be like that. And I know I've made that mistake more than once because it's easy to not be accountable when nobody is watching you or when the consequences are not that high, where, nobody's monitoring your every minute. You can sit around and be lazy because nobody's going to call you out. Like, all of these things matter. So this 24 rule has helped me be more productive since I've been using it. And I know it can help you too, but only if you want it to help you. Okay. So here's what you do. 20, 20, 20, 20. Every 20 minutes, you need to change your physical location and walk 20 feet away from where you were. And you need to look at something 20 feet in the distance for at least 20 seconds. Okay, so let me tell you again. You're going every 20 minutes. Now, I'll get more into this, but I'll repeat this. Every 20 minutes, get up and change your location, walk away at least 20 feet. Look at something at least 20 feet away in the distance for at least 20 seconds. Now, already your brain is probably like, that's not going to work because of XYZ. And I can tell you what, guess what? You can change this if you want to. You can walk away 5 feet. You can walk away 50 feet. You can go on a walk around the block. You can even change it from 20 minutes to every 30 minutes or every 50 minutes or whatever you want it to be. But the reason why this 24 rule works is because it creates awareness in what you're doing, and your brain has to decide to make a new decision. Now, if you've decided ahead of time, like you do want to be productive and you do want to see a shift in your day, then any of these 4 20s will trigger your mind to make a new decision. So the first one, okay, getting up every 20 minutes. Now, I don't know about you, but I kind of live my life by my calendar. And now that I say that out loud, I'm like, if I'm living my life by my calendar, how am I getting so distracted? Well, I don't time block. I don't schedule every single minute, but I definitely have things on my calendar that I have to show up on time for. So let's say I have a meeting. Well, I know that I can get caught scrolling social media, but I know that I will never be late to meetings. It is extremely rare for me to be late to meetings, especially when people have booked a call with me. So that very first thing, 20 minutes, like you have to decide what's a good plan for you. You might have a desk job where you are working all day long and having a 20-minute timer would be adequate for you. You might be in the lifestyle where you're home all day and 20 minutes just seems like too short of an increment to help you take action. So I want you to decide what's going to work for you. It can be the same increment all day long, or it can be different. You can say, okay, I'm going to set my timer for 1 hour now, and I'm going to try and focus on this thing. And in 1 hour, I'm going to apply that 24 rule. So that's the first thing. Decide what increments are good for you. Maybe you are highly distracted. Maybe you need short time frames because you have 100 tabs open on your internet, on your computer, and you just get too distracted way too fast. So maybe it's 10 minutes. Maybe you set your timer for 10 minutes. So you're like, okay, I'm going to just send this email within 10 minutes. Okay, so that's the first thing, is the increment of time. The second thing is to walk away at least 20 feet. The reason why this is important is because let's say you are on the couch. Okay, let's not walk to the other couch. Let's get far enough out of the room and change your location so that your brain is like, okay, what do I want to do now? I know that in the past, if I'm not working, I will typically start cleaning. And sometimes this is really good because when I get up and I move away, I am refreshed on what I want to do. And if it's at my computer, I'll get off and take a break. And if I'm not working, then, my default is kind of cleaning. Not saying that's the best, but it's not a bad habit. It's not horrible. So that's the second thing. You have to get up and change your locations because your brain in a new location, in a new environment, is going to have thoughts associated with that. So maybe you want to be more specific of, okay, when I do get up, I'm going to go get a drink of water. Or when I do get up, I'm going to go outside. When I do get up, I'm going to go XYZ. Okay. One thing that I really like to do, my computer is in the front room. My office is in the front room of my house and I can see out my window. And one thing that I like to do is I like to walk outside and stand in my grass. And this helps me because it feels good. It feels good with the sun on my face. It feels good to be outside. It feels good to smell the fresh air. And it is also good for my dog to get to go outside because she could sit on the floor all day long if we didn't let her do anything else. So one thing I like to do, that 20 feet, is I will walk out of my office and I will walk out the front door and just stand outside.
Hey listeners, the message of waking up and showing up is yours for the taking. In fact, it's free. I've recorded my entire audiobook and I'd love for you to consume it between episodes. Head to marcybarker.com to get instant access to the accountability code Wake Up and Show Up. All right, let's jump back in.
The next 20 is look at something at least 20 feet away. The biggest reason why this 20 feet away rule is in there is because most of the time, guys, we're staring at our screens. I don't know about you, but there are way too many screens in my house and way too much of my work is done on screens. So looking 20 feet away is changing your perspective of what's not just right in front of me, but what's out there. What am I noticing? And with this part of the step, you are activating other senses. You're activating what you would imagine when you're looking. Like me right now, if I'm looking 20 feet away, I can see my neighbor's house. I can see their car. I can see trees. I can see through their backyard. When normally I don't just go around looking that far away in people's backyards. But what it does is I'm activating another part of my brain where I'm becoming aware and I'm tuning back in and I'm able to align with what I feel right now. So that 20 feet away is really, for me, to get off screens. So for you, it might be something a little bit different. Okay, so then the last part is at least 20 seconds. Now, this one I feel like is the easiest one to do because I feel like if you're going to change locations, that's going to take longer than 20 seconds. If you're going to look far away, it's going to take longer than 20 seconds. So the whole 20-second rule is to give yourself a very, very short time frame that you know you can accomplish. I'm pretty sure anybody can do anything for 20 seconds. So this, I mean, you don't have to count, obviously, but including this in the 24 rule is a way for you to say, you know what, for 20 seconds, I can get up, I can walk 20 feet away, I can look 20 feet away. And it's going to be a really great way for you to tune back in and decide what you want to do. So for the 24 rule, I want you to just take a second and see what that looks for you. What's the time frame? When you walk 20 feet away, where are you going to go? When you look 20 feet away, what might you see? And then for 20 seconds, how is that changing your demeanor or shifting your alignment and your awareness and what you want to do? So I recommend that you try this and just see how it goes. For me, I have realized that I'm more productive because I'm not stuck in my chair all day long. I promise you, if I was not setting my timer every once in a while, I could sit at my computer all day long. And the chiropractor would back me up on that. Okay? So I want you to try this 24 rule, and even if you need to, like, write it down and write down each of the steps, and you could plan this out if you really wanted to. It doesn't have to be complicated, though. You don't have to, put it down to a science, but right now all I want you to do is try it. And if you have been sitting here listening to this, it might be a perfect time for you to do it right now. Stand up, walk 20 feet away, look away 20 feet out at something new, and do it for at least 20 seconds. So I hope you can use this to become more productive in your life, but ultimately I want you to take control of your ability to get back on track when you feel and you know that you've kind of fallen backwards. The ultimate goal of accountability is to be able to follow through with the messages you receive inside, and this is a very simple way to start implementing that right now. So if that wasn't your loving kick in the pants for today, I hope that you can find that within yourself or any other resources that you've been looking for or looking to be more accountable. So thank you so much. Let me know how it goes. I'm always wanting to hear how you're doing and how I can better serve you. So I will see you next week for another episode of Your Loving Kick in the Pants.
Hey friends, I want to thank you for listening to this episode of Your Loving Kick in the Pants. If you got any value out of this episode, I would love for you to drop me a review or share with a friend what you learned. All right, I'll see you next Wednesday for Your Loving Kick in the Pants.